Air Defenders. At center, number 10, Ambi Almazan. At forward, number 12, Cindy Resultay. The other forward, number 5, Daphne Texon. At guard, number 18, Karen Columna. And the other guard, number 7, Freya Bernardo. Their head coach is Alvin Zuniga. Here now is the starting lineup of your Philippine Army Lady Battalion. At center, number 3, the Lane Flor Mata. At guard, number 7, Janine Pontejos. At forward, number 28, Josephine Lavalle. At guard, number 30, Chuck Cabinbin.
Before the game, we have our ceremonial toss presided over by our Executive Vice President, Ms. Rose Montiol. The two opposing coaches, Coach Alvin Zuniga of Air Force, Coach Jerry Gadong of Army, and of course, our deputy. And the tap is won by the Army. And it's with Pontejos, and she quickly gives it to her point guard, Chuck Cabinbin, the best player during our last game. And just early, pressure defense being applied by the Air Force. Pontejos, of course, we will be saying her name a lot, that's for sure. Pontejos averaging 27 points. That's a total of 54 points in their first 2 games. And if you check the stats, even from last season, I believe no player has averaged so much in a 2-game span, unlike Janine Pontejos. But of course, with the way Pontejos is going, she's on good pace to set a new WNBL scoring record. Both for average and total points. Still no score on the clock, but Almazan quickly announcing her return to action with that putback and 2 points. Like what I said, Almazan did not play in their last game, where they lost by only 1 point to the Navy. All right, Air Force is running. They give it to the corner on the way, no good. Resultay has it. This is a good twin-star combination of Resultay and Almazan. All right, Army now on the attack. Cabinbin playing patient earlier. Army. Cabinbin threading the defense. So far, good defense here by the Air Force. But then again, you've only played less than 2 minutes. Oh, nice cut. And again, we reward good movement without the ball. That is a basic in basketball. Cindy Resultay with the 2 points. 4-0 now in favor of the Air Force. Now, I like this matchup of Flor Mata against Almazan. Shot clock is now to 5. Pontejos has yet to make an attempt. They are putting the clamps on Pontejos. Well, I guess it is their strategy. And it's a good strategy, of course, to put the clamps on Pontejos. You know, after someone scores 54 points over 2 games, I mean, they really have to defend her. Almazan will attack with one hand, too strong. Rebound Army, it's with Chak. Chak on the run. Chak out-sprinting everybody with the fancy play, and she draws the foul. Fouls on Karen Columna. All right, at the line, Chak Cabinbin, a member of our national team, a candidate for the SEA Games this May in Vietnam. Of course, together with her Army teammate Janine Pontejos. They will seek to defend the gold medal that they won in 2019 here in the Philippines. And aside from that, Janine will also play in 3x3, where the Philippines is also the defending gold medalist. Bernardo pops out to the corner. Oh, they recover. Shot clock is down to 2. And Almazan beats the shot clock. So this early, Almazan showing what Air Force missed when she sat out their last game. Flormata faking. Flormata will attack. Too strong, clear to Almazan. And Almazan passes it to me. Okay, I am not a player. I am not part of the game. Here it is again, look. Look at Almazan. Like what I said, this is what they missed last time when Almazan did not play. Kabinbin hesitates, finds Flormata open. Well, 2 defenders collapsing on Kabinbin. And that left Flormata open. Here it is again. You see, Kabinbin has earned the respect of the Air Force. Meanwhile, Columna will fire, no good. And ball will go out in favor of the Army. You know, these teams, even before they played in the WNBL, they know each other very well. They play against each other regularly, especially in the annual Armed Forces of the Philippines Olympics. And you know, whenever there's the AFP Olympics, there's a lot of bragging rights and pride at stake, especially when all the services try to outdo each other. They got the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, WNBL today. We'll be back here tomorrow with 2 WNBL games. We'll talk about that later on. Meanwhile, Lavalle misses. And is controlled by Air Force quickly. Air Force on the attack. Texon spinning. Texon short. Rebound Lavalle. Gives it to Pontejos. 7-4 our score in favor of the Air Force. We're nearing the halfway point of the first quarter. Glad you could join us, fans. Hope you enjoy watching this game as much as we enjoy bringing it to you. Pontejos, her first attempt is blocked! But Flormata, she's also blocked. Good defense here by the Air Force. But Army applying pressure. Shot from 15, no good. It's won by the Army. Pontejos, she still has no score. Pontejos did the exhibition to Kabinbin. Oh, Lavalle is all alone and they did not even bother to challenge that. And quickly the lead is down to 1. Coach Alvin Zuliga sensing some trouble. He calls a timeout. Look at this. Great recognition, unselfish play, resulting in 2 points for the Army. We'll be back. You're watching the 2022 WNBL. Stay there, please.
Actually, yung pinaka-mindset ko is yung mag-focus sa game. And hindi lang po yung buong team din po. And kung ano po pinapagawa ng mga coaches sa amin, susundin lang namin. So, dapat focus lang po sa game. And then, susunod po sa mga instruction ng mga coaches kung ano po yung mga ipapagawa.
Alright, you saw that interview with Cindy Resultay, a product of the University of the East. Okay, last game, she really had the heavy load. 20 points, 12 rebounds. Of course, she had to work double time because Ambi Almazan was unavailable. Meanwhile, Pontejos finally ending her silence. And what a way to end your silence by giving the lead to your team. Take a look at it again. Pontejos just too slippery. And Ortega with the last second foul, count the basket and the bonus cut. Okay, it's with Resulta again, fresh shot clock here for the Air Force. Attacking, Columna, 2 points, and the lead is back with the Air Force. We have a seesaw battle here at the Brenzy Giao Convention Center. We are back here for the first time since last season's Chairman's Cup. Flormata against two defenders. A great cut by Ponteos, but she cannot complete the drive. Pike crossing the half-court line. Air Force behind by 1 point, 7-8. Shot clock is now to 7. Columna with a one-hand stab, no. Offensive rebound, Air Force. Back to Columna for 3, no. Rebound cleared by the Army. Kabinbin. Kabinbin is a picture of concentration even when driving to the basket. Oh, no look pass. It's no good, but active hands. It's with Columna. Columna will wait for her teammates. 3 on the way. No. Resultay faking, handoff. Still no goal. They are missing point-blank shots, Air Force. Kabinbin to the cutter. Short. Another chance for Air Force to pad their 1-point lead. So far, Air Force has controlled majority of this game. Two-minute warning here for the first quarter. They dump it to the post. Oh, great underhand shot. No, that's a great shot. That's a great move to do when you're being defended by somebody much taller. Here it is again. Look at the up and under move. Scooping shot. Of course, that is a very good ploy when you're defended by a 6-footer like Lalaine Flormata. Back to a 3-point lead here for the Air Force. Flormata. They move the ball around. Kabinbin. Shot clock down to 2 seconds. Kabinbin knows it. No. Rebound Air Force. Ortega to Peralta for 3. Off the rim. It's with Ponteos. Ponteos has 2 points so far. Ponteos! Make that 4 points. And she's favoring her face. It seems she got hit in the face, but referee says play on. Less than a minute to go. Oh, great post defense here by the Army. They double the post. They find an open teammate. It's Ortega. Bounce pass in traffic. And Columna with the easy 2 points. Quick to retaliate is Ponteos. That's a good move because they did not allow the defensive Army to set up. No more shot clock. Our game clock says 18 seconds and counting before we call it a first quarter. Last shot time here for the Air Force. They are the team in blue. Meanwhile, Army in white and yellow. And the shot clock expires together with the game clock. And after 10 minutes, our score reads 30-12. Of course, Air Force on a 1-point lead with plays like this. Meanwhile, Army counter, they had the lead for a few moments. Of course, it's the first basket of Janine Ponteos. She did not complete her bonus. Of course, great post move there. That's why Air Force on top just by 1, 30-12. We'll be back with the second quarter after this commercial break. Stay us for more of your WNBL. On your screens right now, take a good look at Janine Pontejos. Of course, Pontejos was simply El Fuego during their first two games. This is their second game against the Stan Lady Sparta last March 20 at the Bulacan Capital Gymnasium. 25 points to follow up her 29 points in their first game. So that's an average of 27 points over the first two games. 7 3-pointers. And of course, like what I said, it is very important for the Air Force to put handcuffs on Janine Pontejos. Well, so far so good. Pontejos has only 4 points in this game, but that will surely change as this game progresses. So first basket here in the second period from Air Force ups their lead to 3, 15-12. Of course, Pontejos leading the way for the Army. Actually, Pontejos has 6 points. Correct myself, she has 6 points. And then on the other hand, Columna and Almazan facing Air Force with 4 points each. Texon to the outside, air ball, saved, it's with Almazan. Almazan, and the shot clock expires. Of course, when you're a coach, you do not like to see the shot clock expiring with the ball in the player's hands. You know, the player should at least, when they see that the shot clock is winding down, they should at least make an effort to put up a semblance of a shot. This time the Army will slow it down. Vaji Soriano, number 6, is in the game. Also, number 16 for Army. This is Sok Borja. And the follow-up is good. For Gretch Roque. Lead is down to 1. Let's see how Air Force will react. They give it to the post, turn around. Basket is good. Almazan asserting her height and heft underneath. Take a look at it again. Good recognition. They saw the mismatch. And Almazan making the most. And you know, whatever you say, at the end of the day, basketball is always a game of height. A poor box out by Army. So they allowed the free throw shooter to get the miss and the putback. Lead of Air Force is up to 5. Soriano. Baseline. Oh, what a block! Good defense by Almazan. This time, Air Force will take it easy. Ball batted out. It will go out in favor of Army. Good defense there by Vaji Soriano. Of course, Soriano, one of several former FEU Lady Tamaraos in the WNBL. Meanwhile, we have a timeout. And that's our score, 19-14. We'll be back for more of your WNBL. Stay there, please. 19-14, 5-point lead for the PSI Air Force Lady Air Defenders over the Philippine Army Lady Battalion. So far, defense has been the key for Coach Alvin Zuniga and the Air Force. Borja will attack. Borja sees the opening, and Borja will not be denied. Sok Borja with the first 2 points. Cuts the gap to only 3 points, 19-16. They throw it to the post. Let's say that in this game, Air Force has the advantage at the post. So that's one strength that they can work on. Good defense here. Shot clock is down to 2. They have to fire, and they are rewarded, the Air Force. Cross-court pass. The drive, and we have an early foul on Soriano. Foul is on Ana Regina Buendia. Here it is, the earlier drive by Borja. And then here's the answer by Air Force. Of course, when you see shots like that, a big factor there is upper body strength. Of course, when you talk about strength, I'd like to say thank you to Surge Fitness and Lifestyle. Oh, we have some action away from the play. Things are getting a little bit interesting between these two teams. Both sides not even an inch. All right, Ponteos with the shot. Short. And some extracurricular activity after that shot. Revis did not like it. Ponteos from a farther distance. No good. Scramble for it. Who has it? Everybody wants a Spalding basketball. I like to have a Spalding basketball myself, so I can, you know, shoot some hoops when I am not commenting on games. Jump at the nearest circle, which is of course the goal of Army, and Ponteos is heating up. She is now on pace for her regular numbers. And like what I said earlier, if Ponteos will continue this way of playing, before that we have a basket plus a foul. Here it is again. Great foot speed. So Resultay will be given a bonus free throw. Like I said, Cindy Resultay from the University of the East. Short. Rebound. It's with Kabinbin. Kabinbin shaking. Kabinbin to Garcia. Garcia with the opener. Kat Garcia. Lead us now to 3. We have a ball game. Inside. Oh, what a block! A public display of rejection. 14 on the shot clock for Air Force. Here it is again, this beautiful drive by Garcia. And then a public display of rejection by Janine Ponteos. Ball tap, it's won by the Army. They give it to the point guard, Kabinbin. Kabinbin will wait for opponent, for teammates to set up using the Flormata screen. She fakes a pass. Flormata could not handle it. It's a turnover. Air Force on the attack. A great one-on-one play. Everything but the shot. All right. Army will try to run. Ponteos! Oh, that left backspin. I guess Janine was a bit too fast in that sequence. 3 on the way, short. And a good box shot by Garcia. She lets the ball go out. It will be an inbound for Army. Well, credit the defense of both these teams. But meanwhile, look at the points in the paint. This is what I'm talking about. Air Force is really asserting their advantage as far as height and heft is concerned. So when you have Twin Towers in Almazan and Resultay, you'll not be surprised that they are leading the points in the paint. And that's a good call by our referees. Foul is on Daphne Texon, fouling Lalaine Flormata. Of course, before the WNBL, Lalaine was already into coaching. She was part of the coaching staff of end-run colleges in the game. Of course, when the WNBL was organized in 2019, that was the opportunity for many of these players to suddenly go back to active playing. A lot of these players, mind you, they have a common story. A lot of them were already they already were set. It was already in their mindset that they are already retiring from active play. No? They will pursue stuff like coaching, teaching, or working in an office, or in this case, working for the armed forces. But when the WNBL was organized in 2019, no, a lot of the players unretired to play active professional basketball again. Our referees are reviewing something to make sure that they get the right call. Take a look at it, that earlier sequence. Of course, Flormata with the no-look pass. All right, a different angle. Flormata. Okay. Let's wait for the official verdict. Let's see. Let's wait. So a foul on Bazan. That's already the fourth team foul of Air Force against only 3 for the Army. Pontejos! And that's her first 3-point shot of the game. Oh no, that's just a 2-point. A 3-pointer, yes, 3-pointer. So first 3-point shot of Pontejos. She is now in double figures. And we still have 4 minutes to go in the first half. At the line, Karen Columna. Of course, Columna played a big role for Air Force in that last game. Sadly, they fell short by the slimmest of margins, 1 point to the Gopher Gold Philippine Navy Lady Sailors. There's Columna now seeking redemption. Remember, the Air Force, they cannot afford to lose 3 in a row. Oh, we have a tackle there. Referee says play on. One-point lead for Air Force. Columna bounce pass in traffic. Almazan finds an open teammate, but the defense of Army quick to react. It's with Kabinbin. And you really like Kabinbin. You like watching her when she brings down the ball. She is speed personified. Pontejos with the spin, and Pontejos traveled. Yes, very clear traveling for Janine Pontejos. Coach Jerry of the Army trying to argue his case, but to no avail. Referees will not have any of that. Again, they throw it to the post. And last touch on a white shirt. 15 seconds on the shot clock for Air Force. Oh, yes. Avila with 2 points. Flormata for the stab. No, Flormata gets her own miss. Gives it to Pontejos. Pontejos against 2 defenders. Garcia for 3. Good line, but an air ball. Of course, in that last sequence, there were 2 defenders collapsing on Pontejos, and that's how much they respect Janine Pontejos. In fact, if you notice, there was even a 3rd defender standing by for help, just in case. So possible that they will throw a triple team on Pontejos just to stop her. Oh, great! Whistle tie, bombing away from the outside. She doubles their lead, 29 to 23, 6 points is the lead of Air Force. And an offensive foul. An offensive foul called on Roque. Look at this. Resultai all day to fire. 3 points. And we'll be back for more after this timeout. Stay tuned for more of the WNBL 2022. There's on your screens the Philippine Army Lady Battalion marching back after that timeout. Look at this! Look at these numbers for Chak Kabinbin. This is a proof that you do not need to be the highest pointer in the game to be named as best player. Of course, Kabinbin with 6 points compared to the 25 of Janine Pontes, but she still got the nod as best player because of her 10 assists. Of course, our WNBL best player of the game, we will find that out later on. Of course, our best player is sponsored by Surge Fitness and Lifestyle and Bluebird. And this early, we have a lot of potential candidates for that honor. Meanwhile, Almazan will sit down and she will be replaced by Christine Abriam. Lots of tall players here for Coach Alvin Zuniga to work with. Not just tall, but grizzled veterans of many basketball wars. In fact, some of them are even former national team players. Roque, no goes at the turnaround. Bernardo looks at the clock. It says 1:42. Bernardo, again to the post. They want to assert their advantage in height. Almazan will try to shake off Flormata. Ball is loose, controlled by the Air Force. Shot clock says 12. Bernardo wants a pop out. Columna receives. Resultai. She will attack. Spin move at 15 feet. Of course, Resultai wanted to beat the shot clock, but it will be a violation, so Army will inbound. 1-1-1, a trio of ones on our clock. 1 minute and 11 seconds. 29-23, 6-point lead for Air Force over Army. Of course, when these two Armed Forces teams meet, you don't mind the standings. So forget the fact that Army is 2-0. Forget the fact that Air Force is 0-2. No, you throw away all the stats. A lot of bragging rights at stake here in this game. A lot of pride and bragging rights between our two Armed Forces teams. Flormata. Great pass. Okay, power move. Yes. Bernardo crossing the half court. Avila pops out to receive. What a great steal. Great anticipation. And that is definitely an unsportsmanlike foul, or let's say an unsportswomanlike foul. I mean, it's very obvious. Look at that. We saw Avila, and after the steal, out of frustration, Avila just yanking at the jersey of Kabinbin, and you can see the expression of Kabinbin that she did not like that. And Kabinbin continuing to argue her case. Well, that's an obvious unsportswoman-like foul. Well, it's a good thing that these jerseys are made of strong materials, huh? Okay, look at that, a very active crowd. A very animated crowd here at the Brenzi Giao Convention Center. Again, if you are in the area, you can watch live for free. Yep, for free. Just bring your vaccination card. So at the line, this is for the unsportswoman-like foul. This is Chak Kabinbin. First one is good. So one more for Chak. Two for two. I like that. So ball will stay with the Army. So chance here for Army to either equalize or go ahead. This could be a turning point in the game. Kabinbin with the attack. No. And Kabinbin keeps it alive. Kabinbin in traffic, but Flormana's there to clean it up. We are tied at 29 all. Last shot time here for the Air Force. Game clock down to 4. Bernardo, no. And that's the horn for halftime. And what a way to end our first half. We are tied at 29 all. Of course, one standout there for the Air Force was the force underneath Ambi Almazan. Look at that, 8 points, 8 rebounds and 2 blocks. We are just in the first half. I mean, what a dominating performance by Ambi Almazan. I mean, how do you stop Ambi Almazan down low? That's for Army to find out in the second half. And we'll be back with the second half. You're watching the 2022 WNBL.
WNBL, 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 WNBL. Tuwing na bayan ka, babalihan ang aking lumaban. WNBL, 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 WNBL. WNBL, 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 WNBL. WNBL, WNBL. Tuwing na bayan ka, babalihan ang aking lumaban. WNBL, 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 WNBL. WNBL, 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 WNBL. Tuwing na bayan ka, babalihan ang aking lumaban. WNBL, 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 WNBL. WNBL, 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 WNBL. WNBL, WNBL. Tuwing na bayan ka, babalihan ang aking lumaban. WNBL, 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 WNBL. WNBL, 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 WNBL. WNBL, WNBL. Tuwing na bayan ka, babalihan ang aking lumaban. WNBL, 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 WNBL. WNBL, 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 WNBL. WNBL, WNBL. Tuwing na bayan ka, babalihan ang aking lumaban. WNBL, 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 WNBL. WNBL, 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 WNBL. WNBL, WNBL. Tuwing na bayan ka, babalihan ang aking lumaban. WNBL, 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 WNBL. WNBL, 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 WNBL. WNBL, WNBL. Tuwing na bayan ka, babalihan ang aking lumaban. WNBL, 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 WNBL. WNBL, 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 WNBL. WNBL, WNBL. Tuwing bayan ka, kabalihan at ang lumaban. WNBL, 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 WNBL. Tuwanigan na bayan ka, kabalihan at ang lumaban. WNBL, 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 WNBL. Tuwanigan na bayan ka, kabalihan at ang lumaban. WNBL, 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 WNBL. Tuwanigan na bayan ka, kabalihan at ang lumaban. WNBL, 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 WNBL. Tuwanigan na bayan ka, kabalihan at ang lumaban. WNBL, 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 WNBL. Tuwanigan na bayan ka, kabalihan at ang lumaban. WNBL, 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 Tuwanigan na bayan ka, kabalihan at ang lumaban. WNBL, 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 WNBL. Tuwanigan na bayan ka, kabalihan at ang lumaban. WNBL, 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 WNBL.
And hello again, basketball fans. Welcome back to the halftime break of your Women's National Basketball League 2022. Anthony Servino here, live and direct at the Brenzi Giao Convention Center, the city of San Fernando, Pampanga. We were all tied at 29 all at halftime. And our game between the Philippine Air Force Lady Air Defenders against the Philippine Army Lady Battalion. The Air Force asserting themselves underneath. Of course, the Army counting with Flormata, and now Janine Ponteos finally getting her scoring going after a relatively slow start. And that's the score after the first period, 13-12, 1-point lead for the Air Defenders. Meanwhile, Ponteos continuing her scoring run as expected, but the Twin Towers, Resulta and Almazan, just doing damage for the Air Force. Of course, when you have two tall players underneath, Bin Loke with 4 points each. Meanwhile, we have a more balanced attack from Air Force, with the Twin Towers, Almazan and Resulta getting good help from their other teammates. So this should set the stage for a very interesting second half. Of course, both coaches, but before we discuss that, we'd like to invite all of you to the third leg of the WNBL 3x3 tournament this April 2, Saturday, at the Red Arc Gym in Balagtas, Bulacan. That's right, Red Arc Gym in Balagtas, Bulacan. 10 teams will be seeing action. A lot of new faces, and not just new faces, but a lot of exciting players. We will just surprise you with who has signed up for the tournament. By the way, regarding the WNBL, we'll have a draw later on today. We will determine the groupings for Leg 3. It will be seen live here during the games. We'll have that later on. Meanwhile, we are underway here in the second half. Almazan with 8 points and 8 rebounds. She is on good pace for a double-double. So we have an early foul here for the Army. It will mean 2 free throws for Cindy Resultay. First one is good. So lead is back with Air Force. If you count the scoring pattern, if you look at the scoring pattern from the first half, you can see that Air Force, they were ahead for almost 18 minutes of those 20 minutes. So it is safe to say that the game was really dominated, on the tempo was dictated by Air Force. And they did a good job of putting the cups, so to speak, on Pontejos. Pontejos, you can say a relatively slow start, but again, she got her gun going to finish with 11 points. She is averaging 27 points in their first 2 games. Flormata at the high post, looking for a teammate. Only 30 seconds gone by, but it seems a lot has happened. Air ball by Pontejos. In that first half, you know, Janine Pontes with 11 points. She only had 1 3-point shot. Last time out, she had 7 3-point shots. Almazan, baseline. Almazan, yes. Almazan now in double figures. The first Air Force player in double figures with 10. Kabinbin. Roque, no. Flormata, too strong. Rebound cleared by the Air Force. Bernardo to the cutting Almazan, but ball will go out of bounds in favor of the Army. Elisa will do the inbound. She gives it to Kabinbin, and Kabinbin will slow it down. He will do the half-court set. Flormata spins. Roque, no. And rebound is going to go the way of the Air Force. Columna, pop out. Bernardo looks at the shot clock. It says 15. They give it to Almazan at the post. Almazan, led by the double. Somebody's open. And a good defense. But a last-second foul given up. So it is deemed an early foul, not a shooting foul. So it will be only an inbound for Air Force. Almazan, back to Columna. Columna to the screen. Almazan with the roll. Short. Ball is loose. It will go the way of, referee says, it's going to go the way of Army. But check that, it's going to stay with Air Force with 14 on the shot clock. So Columna for the inbound. Bernardo. It's blocked! Another block! Public display of rejection. Kabinbin bounce pass to Pontejos! Yes! Well, they know each other very well. Aside from being teammates in Army, they're also teammates on the national team. So think about this, they practice with Army, they practice with the national team. So they know each other very well. Kabinbin. Quickly. All alone for 3. And it goes to Flormata. Flormata! Weak. Bernardo quickly to the corner. Great defense. Almazan, power move. And a lot of active hands there underneath. A foul is called. Foul is on Gilisan. Mata will take a rest. She'll be back, that's for sure. They lob it inside to Almazan. So here's the thing. With the entry now of Lavalle to replace Mata, Almazan will now have a shorter defender, but we'll talk more about that after this timeout. Stay there, you're watching the 2022 WNBL.
As an soldier athlete, syempre mahirap siya at the same time kasi nagjo-duty ka tapos nagte-training. Yung time mo para sa sarili mo, limit na lang. Siguro yung pahinga mo na lang, onting tulog, gano'n. Pero sa ngayon, naka-DS kasi kami. So kahit pa paano, training kami sa Army, walang duty, tas training sa Gilas po. So yun na yung pinaka-balance ko as of now po.
There you have it, an interview with Chak Kabinbin. 4 points, 2 rebounds, and 7 assists so far in this game. She could easily exceed the 10 assists she had last time. Of course, in that interview, Chak talked about her life as a soldier and as an athlete. No, not just a professional athlete, but also as a national athlete. It all boils down to time management. And of course, we'd like to thank Chak and all our soldier athletes for their service to the country, especially in these trying times. Almazan ups their lead from the free throw stripe, 34-31. 3-point lead here for the PSI Air Force Lady Air Defenders. You can see this is a very different PSI Air Force team from the team that lost their first 2 games. It seems that they are playing better defense and their movements are more smooth. Battle for the rebound. It's kept by Air Force. Texon will fire for 3. Good line. No. Rebound Army. They give it to Kabinbin. And wow, what a pass. Great recognition. Kabinbin spotting the open Lavalle for the easy 2 points. Lead is now to 1. Let's see how Air Force will react. Will they panic or will they keep calm? Bernardo, yes. Bernardo with a quick answer. Gives them breathing space. 36-33. Kabinbin, one-hander, short. And the tap. Bernardo quickly to Columna. They have the numbers. Columna! Oh, she's buckled behind. That's already the second block in this game for Janine Pontejos. Take a look at it again. Look at first this no-look pass, and that Gatorade Fast Break Blast was brought to you by Gatorade. Nothing beats Gatorade. Woo! You really want to drink some Gatorade after that. Meanwhile, Almazan, yes. The lead now is up to 5. Of course, there was a time Air Force led by 6 points. 29-23. Soriano with 2 points. You know, when Air Force led 29-23, Army went on to score the last 6 points of the first half to tie it at 29 all. Bernardo using the screen. Bernardo attacks. No. Who has it? Resultai has it. No basket. Ball is alive. It goes out of bounds in favor of Army. I really like that. If you could see that again, I really like that earlier no-look pass, no-look pass on the break by Kabinbin to the cutting Lavalle. And speaking of that play, look at the assist. I mean, fast break points at 10-0 in favor of the Army. Meanwhile, Almazal with the steal, ignites a fast break, bounce pass inside, Columna with a fake, and Columna will not be denied the 2 points. And the fans like that. And we like the fans as well. No, we like the fact that the fans are back. We miss the fans. Look at this. Nice fake by Columna. And look at the reaction of the fans. At the line, Janine Pontejos. Hoping to slice the lead, and of course she puts in the Spalding basketball. Of course, Spalding is the official ball of the WNBL. Point shot or a three-point play. Kabinbin. I don't know if Kabinbin has rested. Well, yes, she did. She's rested briefly in that first half. About 4 minutes. Shot clock says 14. Baseline inbound by Soriano to Pontejos. She whips it to Kabinbin. Kabinbin will attack to Soriano. Soriano with space. Soriano one-hander, and she gets the 2 points. Randy Soriano, like what I said, one of several FEU Lady Tamaraw alumni in the WNBL. They're spread out well all through the 5 participating teams. Meanwhile, a three-pointer for Air Force up 3-4, 43-39. Soriano! It's Soriano's turn to heat up, and just as what we prescribed. No, Pontejos needs help. She cannot do it all by herself. Spin move. Oh, she slipped on her own foot. Columna. But lucky break here for Air Force. Whistle tie for 3. Air ball. And they cannot save it. Paig running out of space. So inbound to be performed by Pontejos to Kabinbin. National backcourt. And we wish them luck in the coming SEA Games, Southeast Asian Games this May in Hanoi, Vietnam. Let's get that gold, girls. Pontejos for 3. Yes! Finally, Janine collecting from outside. And again, never ever leave Pontejos open. They should know that by now. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch on Columna. She could not control with her fingertips. Okay, here's that three-pointer by the Sultai. And of course, Pontejos with her trademark 3. And Army on top by 1. We'll be back for more of the WNBL 2022. Stay there, please. Look at Pontejos at 15 points, two rebounds, and you know the big stat there, 2 blocks. So not only scoring but also doing the work on defense. Janine Pontejos making a strong case for best player honors at the end of the game. A foul on the shot, a shooting foul. So free throws here for Vanji Soriano. Soriano, first one on the way, is short. Army hanging on to a 1-point lead. And it's now 2 points. Of course, obviously they are Army fans. They are in uniform. Tap. It's with Almazan. Bernardo. Bernardo will ask for a screen. He gets it, and Bernardo fires. No. And rebound controlled by Resultay. Resultay! Almazan with her 10th rebound already. She's now in double-double. Yes, Bernardo! And now the lead is back with Air Force, 46-45. On that triple by Flia Bernardo. Oh, yes! The defense was snapping. And they paid dearly for it. Lavalle with another one molested 2-point shot. Seesaw battle, lead back with the Army. Resultay pop out to Bernardo. Bernardo asking for a clear out. Bernardo using the screen. But a great pick and roll defense by Army. Meanwhile, Bernardo though will not be denied as he restores the lead to Air Force. 48-47, less than a minute left in the third. Oh, Pontejos! Ooh, Pontejos, so let's see if that fall has affected her. Of course, Pontejos easily one of the most decorated Filipino basketball players in recent memory. No, not just a double gold medalist in the Southeast Asian Games, also a one-time gold medal winner of the shootout. She was the gold medalist in the shootout of the 2018 FIBA 3x3 World Cup that was held at the Philippine Arena. Yes, and believe it or not, that was a mixed competition, by the way. She beat even the male shooters for the title. Yep, that's right. You heard it right. The males and females were competing head-to-head for one title. Lead is now with Army, 49-48. Almazan doubled at the baseline. Sees the cutter, yes. And Texon, good movement without the ball, is rewarded with that assist by Almazan. Flormata to Pontejos. We got a 9-second differential between the game clock and the shot clock. Borja is bothered. Shot clock is now to 8. And the travel leg is called. Good defense by the Air Force. Last shot time here for Air Force. No more shot clock. Game clock says 14 seconds, but before anything else, Coach Alvin Zuniga would like to talk to his players to map out one last play before we call it a third quarter. And we'll be back for more of the WNBL. Stay there, please. And welcome back, basketball fans. You're just in time to join us for the final 12.9 seconds of the third quarter at the Cervino here at the Brenzi Giao Convention Center in San Fernando, Pampanga. All right, last shot time here. look at, of course, if these names on the screen right now are familiar, yes, they are the members of the Unatex Dream, the two-time champions of the WNBL 3x3. Of course, these are the teams. These are the lineups of the other teams, and later on, we will be drawing lots to determine the groupings for Leg 3 of the WNBL 3x3 that will be held this April 2. That's right, April 2, Saturday, at the Red Arc Gym in Balagtas, Bulacan. And yes, it is open to the public. Just bring your vaccination card and enjoy watching WNBL 3x3. That's right. Of course, these teams are hoping for a favorable draw. And of course, the goal there is to unseat the two-time champions Unatex Dream. Some stats here at the end of the third quarter. Still fairly even as far as shooting is concerned. 35% for Army, 34% for Air Force. And rebounds, big advantage here. Big advantage here for Air Force, 43-36. Leading scorers, we've got Almazan with 13, Resultay with 12. On the other hand, Pontejos already with 20 points. Of course, while we were discussing the stats, a 3-point shot for Air Force to open the fourth quarter hostilities. This game is very exciting. It has lived up to its billing. So no score yet for Army. Texon asking for a clear out. Bernardo finds Almazan. Almazan top of the key. She will attack the defense, but she is tripped. Referee says play on, but a steal by Columna. Bernardo finds Almazan. Almazan is doubled. Ball is loose. And we have a jump ball at the circle nearest the basket. Everybody wants to get a hold of that Spalding basketball. Of course, Spalding, the official basketball of the Women's National Basketball League and also the National Basketball League. Later on, we will have 3 games in the NBL. Starting at 1:30 in the afternoon Philippine time, it's going to be the Las Piñas Lodis against the Parañaque Aces. A Southern Derby, if you call it that. And then the Narvacan Panthers will tackle the Laguna Pistols at 4 o'clock. And then our main game, that should be a good one. The Pampanga Delta will make their debut against the Cagayan Valley Water Buffaloes. Meanwhile, Almazan with the spin, too strong. Rebound is won by the Army, but they have a kick. And ball will stay with the Army. Oh, a foul. A foul on Sok Borja. A foul on the rebound play. Ball is on Daphne Texon. So 14 on the shot clock. Borja will do the inbound. Soriano for 3, short. Borja keeps it alive and Borja is blocked. Shot clock continues to run and a steal by Bernardo. Almazan on the run. Almazan, good dribbling skills for a center. And Borja has it. Borja, they attack. And they get the 2 points. Rocket, the recipient of that good assist from Sok Borja. Bernardo. Pushed back by the defense of Borja. Bernardo able to escape. Bernardo with the scoop shot, no. Rebound won by Borja. Oh, Borja's everywhere. Borja, a great pass. But they will be set. They'll do the half-court set. Borja using the Flormata screen. They go for the high percentage shot, but the defense forcing them back. And they throw the ball away. Credit the defense of Air Force. So Coach Jerry has seen enough. He is dispatching Kabinbin and Ponteos back into action. And Columna will call a timeout. So we'll be back for more of your WNBL. Stay there, please.
Yun sir, sa ngayon talagang ano siya, kumbaga ako, may anak ako. So talagang nawawalan muna ako ng time, pero kailangan pa rin talaga i-manage mo lang nga siya, lalo na sa army. Being a soldier athlete kasi, mas priority mo yung pagiging sundalo. So dapat, pag ganitong may season kami, tapos may trabaho pa kami, bukod kasi sa pagiging atleta, nagtatrabaho din kami sa office. So, nagstay talaga kami sa barracks. Ang nangyayari, puro video call lang muna sa family. Talagang natitrim down talaga siya. So, siguro after season na lang kami magbabanding ulit ng family ko. Saka ng anak ko lalo.
Yes, an interview there with Kat Garcia of the Philippine Army Lady Battalion. I guess the key word there is sacrifice. You know, of course, these ladies are doing a big sacrifice just because, you know, they are in the service of our country as members of the armed forces, and of course, they are following their passion as professional basketball players. So again, a big salute to these brave women on the floor right now. Meanwhile, Soriano finds Pontejos. Back to Soriano. Bounce pass inside, Kabinbin. An extra pass. And you'll never go wrong with the extra pass, I tell you. Unselfish basketball here at Brenzi Giao. We are tied at 53 all. Now we have a ball game. Kabinbin. Quickly to Pontejos. Pontejos for three. Oh no! 23 points for Pontejos. And I don't think in the 2 years of the professional WNBL has any player scored 20 or more in 3 games in a row. I think Janine, yes, it is correct. Janine Pontejos is the first player in the 2 years of the professional WNBL to score 20 points or more in 3 games. 3 straight games. Here it is. Point 23 for Pontejos. Of course, you already had 20 through the third. Meanwhile, that's the answer. They attack, they go for the high percentage shot, Air Force. They cannot complete the three-point play. But they will be given another free throw. So the Sultai will have a chance to tie the game with this free throw. And she ties it. 56 all. Momentum has shifted to Army. They are looking for Kabinbin or Pontejos. It's with Kabinbin. Kabinbin. Scoop shot. No. Won by Air Force. Chance now for Air Force to seize the lead. This, no doubt, my friends, is easily the best game so far in the WNBL this season, no doubt. It's really a nip and tuck affair, to say the least. Air Force now back on top, 58-56. They give it to the post. Good defense. They push the ball away. Now Soriano sees the opening, but is forced to change her shot at the last second. Chance here for Air Force to pad their lead. We are in the fourth quarter, ladies and gentlemen. Steal by Flormata. Kabinbin, bounce pass. Soriano! No! They have been going to that short play for the last three sequences, talking about Air Force. Bernardo. A good seal, but Resulta escapes! And count the basket, plus the bonus for Cindy Resulta. Resulta heating up when it matters the most. And Resulta can make it a 5-point lead. And with the way this game has been running, that 5-point lead is definitely a luxury. The biggest lead by either side has been 6 points. That's right, that was 29-23, way back towards the end of the second quarter. 6-point lead back then for Air Force. Army! And with a foul. At this stage of the game, expect the fouls to be a little more harder, stronger, and more often than expected. So take a good look at the free throw shooter, Josephine Lavalle. Very important free throws. They need this badly. And Lavalle responds with 1 point. And this one, if it goes in, will make the game very interesting. 2 for 2 for Lavalle. Only 2 points now separating these two squads. Resulta will bring it down. Hands it off to Bernardo. Now Bernardo will do the shirt half-court set. It's with Columna being met by the much taller Flormata. They dub it inside at the post. Almazan is doubled, but they foul her. 2 for 2. So we have a timeout with 3 minutes and change left, and we'll be back for the exciting conclusion of this game. Stay with us. You wouldn't want to miss that. You're watching the WNBL 2022. 2 points and 10 rebounds, double-double for Cindy. And she's been everywhere, especially in the second half. On the chin. Oh yes, there it is. That was a very aggressive screen there. Too aggressive for her own good. 4-point lead for Air Force. They want to add to that. Resulta is fouled. So 2 free throws again for Resulta. So 3 out of 4 for Resulta in this game so far. After that conversion, 75%, which is a good clip. So 2 for 2. The lead now of Air Force, they have matched their biggest lead of 6. 64-58. Ponteos met by the much taller Almazan. And that is to deny her view of the basket. Kabinbin threads the needle. No! Ball is loose. Resulta wanted to call a timeout, but the referee says no. It will be a jump ball. Well, one thing first. The first things first. Resulta did not have clear possession or control of the ball. Okay? So that's why the referees did not award her request for a timeout. Instead, we will jump it off at the circle. Flor Mata versus Resulta. And this will be a very crucial jump. It's controlled by Flor Mata. She taps it to a teammate. We have another jump ball. And that's how intense the action has picked up as we near the last 2 minutes. And of course, once the players hear the barker say last 2 minutes, it will surely change their their adrenaline, their So ball will go the way of Air Force. And this will be a big possession for Air Force. And if they can score here, it will be very, it will make life very difficult for Army. But meanwhile, as the last 2 minutes is called, of course, our last 2 minutes are brought to you by Converge. Thank you very much, Converge, for supporting the WNBL. Again, you can, like what I said, once they hear the barker say last 2 minutes, expect the adrenaline to shoot up. A steal completed by Kabin Bin. Kabin Bin will take it strong for the 2 points. So very important basket there for Kabin Bin. And now they double the ball carrier, Resulta. Resulta having trouble. They cross the half court. And now Almazan will reset. Finds Resulta. Sorry, miss. Another miss. Who has it? Ball is with. It's going to be a jump ball. Look at the wrestling there between Flor Mata and Resulta. Fighting for the Spalding basketball. As if it meant their life. Kabin Bin. Strong move. And they really needed that, Army. So this will be another crucial jump, this time at the other end of the floor. Flor Mata again versus Resulta. And the jump is underway. Tap one by Flor Mata. She taps it to Puntejos. And Flor Mata has it. She waits for a guard. It's with Kabin Bin. A minute and 20 left in this game. Puntejos is blocked, but it is deemed a foul. There's contact. Take a look at it again. Good move without the ball, but there was contact. Yes, very clear. So Columna fouling Puntejos. 2 pressure-packed free throws for Janine. First one is good. Now a 1-possession game. The pressure is mounting. But it does not matter to Puntejos. Timeout being called by Almazan. And we'll be back for the final 1 minute and 14 seconds of this game. Stay with us. You're watching the WNBL 2022. That's the timeout of the Army, presided over by Coach Jerry Gadong. And when you talk about Kabin Bin, 12 assists. So she has now exceeded the 10 assists that she made in their first 2 games. She had 10 assists in their first game. She had 10 assists in their second game. But now she has 12 assists. And this will be a very crucial possession for the Air Force coming off that timeout. Coach Alvin Zuniga wanting to make sure that he wants to make sure that this possession does not go to waste. Remember, only one possession separating these two teams after those two free throws by Janine Pontejos. Almazan with the screen. Bernardo has it to Almazan. Almazan faking. Almazan spinning. And the shot clock expires. So that is what Coach Alvin was avoiding. He was avoiding that empty possession. And that is a crucial defensive stop by Army. And we'll be back with the final 58 seconds of this game. You're watching the WNBL 2022. We'll be back here at the Brenzy Giao Convention Center tomorrow for more games in the WNBL. At 11:45, it's the Navy against the Lady Spartan. 1:30, the Generals will take the court against the Philippine Army, and then in the afternoon, the NBL President's Cup, Cagayan Valley versus the Makati Defenders, FSD Makati Defenders. That is the main game. Pampanga Delta against the Ilocos Sur Narvacan Panthers. That should be a good one. Of course, the Delta will make their season debut later on today at 6 o'clock against the visiting Cagayan Valley Water Buffaloes. Kabinbin sees the opening. Kabinbin! No! So another defensive stop. A big defensive stop by Air Force. And the big thing there is they were able to remove. They were not just able to stop Army from scoring. They were able to remove 24 seconds from the shot clock. So lesser chances here for Army if ever the ball goes back to them. Army now needs a stop. They need a stop now in this possession. This will tie. Dish up to Almazan. Almazan too strong. Big rebound. It's with Kabinbin. Kabinbin all alone for the 2 points. Ladies and gentlemen, we are tied at 64 all. And with that, Coach Alvin Zuniga calls a timeout. Of course, it starts with this miss from Almazan. Rebound Pontejos. Great presence of mind to spot the streaking Kabinbin for the equalizer. 64 all. And we'll be back for the final 18 seconds of this game. Stay there, please. Look at this. Chak Kabinbin, 6 points and 12 assists, outdoing her effort from the last game. But, you know, this is the most important stat. Her 5th and 6th point, this breakaway layup that has tied the game at 64 all. No more shot, well, 14 on the shot clock, so there's a 4-second differential between the game clock and the shot clock. So now they will test the resiliency of Air Force. Let's see how Air Force will react. They give it to Resultay. Good choice. Resultay slips! Slips! And quickly, Kabinbin calls a timeout. Let's see, will we hang on to the air for the last 8 seconds? Okay, we will hang on to the air for the last 8 seconds. That was a big slip. Look at this. Resultai, challenged by the defense of Garcia, slips. Oh, look at that. She drew the triple team. And great presence of mind for Kabinbin to call the timeout. That means they can advance the ball. Of course, if Coach Alvin, he has to settle down his players. No, let's forget that game clock expires. 40 minutes is not enough to decide the outcome of this game. We need 5 minutes more, and we'll be back with the overtime after this break. But before that, let's take a look at this last sequence. There's the screen, and then the tight defense. Referee says play on. They let the players decide the game. And we'll be back with the overtime after this commercial break. Stay with us. Free basketball. Our games for tomorrow stay here at the Brenzi Giao Convention Center in San Fernando, Pampanga. 2 games in the WNBL, Navy versus Spartans. And then at 1:30, the Generals of Taguig against the Army. Of course, in the afternoon, we got the NBL President's Cup. 2 games. Of course, in the main game, the Pampanga Delta against the visiting Narvacan Panthers. And later on, we will have the pool draw for leg 3 of the WNBL 3x3 this April 2 at the Red Arc Gym in Balagtas, Bulacan. And as expected, the stats from regulation, the first 4 quarters are very much even. That's why we are tied at. So first basket in the overtime, courtesy of Air Force. And in the overtime, I tell you, it's 5 minutes, but the clock runs very fast. Mata forced to kick out. Kabinbin all day to fire. Yeah! Kabinbin restores the lead to the Army. And there's no change in the expression on the face of Chak Kabinbin. She's all business. Resultai. Ooh, Resultai. Forced to call a timeout. It looks like cramps. That's right. It looks like, yes, Resultai is suffering from cramps on her right calf. Yes, it is a timeout. Let's take a look at it again. First of all, here's that strong drive to open the scoring in the overtime. And then, look at that. And nobody even bothered to challenge the 3-point shot of Kabinbin. So here's that sequence. All of a sudden, much. But Chak Kabinbin, now this 12 assists right now is actually a new record in the WNBL for most assists in the game. She used to hold the record of 10. She shares that with April Bernardino, her fellow Gilas Filipinas, which was set in 2019 during the amateur era. So here's another chance for Air Force to seize the lead. But you know what? When you put out 12 assists, that is like, converting 24 points at least. All right, full court press being applied here by the Army. Air Force crossing the line. Avila has it. Bernardo to the post. Resultay. And Resultay is hacked. And again, Resultay continuing to favor her leg. But then again, oh, this is the last 3 minutes and change. You might as well put everything on the line. At the line, Cindy Resultay. All eyes on Cindy. We are tied at 67 all. This one is for the lead. And you can see Resultay is very tired. She is breathing from her mouth. 2 for 2 for Cindy. Air Force now on top, 68-67. Pontejos. 3 minutes left in this game. We are in overtime. That's right, regulation play ended at 64 all. Kabinbin against 2 defenders. He forces the shot. And it's going to be a shot clock violation. Where he says, reset, you need to inbound the ball, Air Force. They have to inbound the ball. They cannot continue play. Shot there of Coach Jerry Gadong of Army. So they will inbound the ball at their backcourt. Avila will do the honors. Columna. Met by Kabinbin. You know what? So far in the WNBL 2022, no player has won 2 Best Player of the Game awards. There's a possibility that that could change today. And now Kabinbin ups the lead of Army to 2, 70-68. Avila for the tie. No! Rebound Soriano. Quickly to Kabinbin. Kabinbin will attack. Kabinbin, dish off. Again, good defense here by Air Force. Last 2 minutes. Last 2 minutes. Last 2 minutes are brought to you by Converge. Thank you, Converge, for supporting the WNBL. Kabinbin! Double now for Chuck Kabinbin. That's 10 points for Chuck. And that's the cue for Air Force to call a timeout after this. What a shot by Chuck. And we'll be back for the conclusion of this game. Stay with us. You're watching the 2022 WNBL. All right, there is the coach Jerry Gadong of Army giving some last-second instructions to his point guard, Chuck Kabinbin. Of course, the story of this game is Chuck has rewritten the WNBL record book with 12 assists. So that is the most assists in the game in the history of the WNBL. Big possession here for Air Force. They are trailing by 4. They need a score here. They need a score no matter what, and Resultay rises to the occasion. 2 points separating these 2 squads. This game is far from decided. Kabinbin will ask for a clear out. Defended by Avila. Time running down. Kabinbin to Pontejos! No, and Pontejos is hacked. And the fouls, I tell you, the fouls are getting stronger. And the fouls are getting stronger and more painful as this game progresses. They wanted an alley-oop to Pontejos, but a mid-air collision sends Ponteos to the ground. But Ponteos, again, is a tough customer. It will take more than that to stop Janine Ponteos. So now important free throws for Ponteos to give Army breathing space, but a miss by Ponteos leaves the door slightly open for Air Force. Because if she makes this, it will only be a one-possession lead. Yes, 3-point lead now for Army. Air Force can tie with a 3-point shot or a 3-point play. Defense now has been turned up several notches on both sides. Bernardo using the Resultay screen, met by Ponteos. They dump it inside to Resultay, to the cut here. Oh yes! Buendia, just a 1-point lead now for Army. Kabinbin wants a clear out. Now Army needs to score. Very important. Kabinbin hemmed in by the defense. She is doubled. Backtracks using the screen. Kabinbin open. No! Offensive rebound! Oh yes! Big putback by Roque. And now Resultay's cramps are acting up again. That's the same leg of Resultay that's been hit by cramps. All right, here's that miss. But a good offensive rebound, good positioning by Roque. Very crucial putback by Gretchen Roque. Will we hang on to the air? Okay, we will go back to live action. Resultay is okay. Resultay is okay. Still a 3-point lead for Army. One possession. Again, the question is, will Air Force go for the game-tying 3-point shot, or they will play safe and score 2 points? Let's see. We have a 24-second shot clock and 30 seconds on the game clock, so a 6-second differential between the game clock and the shot clock. So if ever, the ball will surely go back to Army. This will be a crucial inbound. Bernardo has to call a timeout, so Coach Zuniga will have more time to map out a play. So this time we will go to a commercial break. We'll be back for the final 28 seconds of this exciting game. Stay there, please. Welcome back, basketball fans. Our game reset, 28 seconds left. That's right, 28 seconds left in this ball game at the Cervino at the Brenzi Giao Convention Center. And this is easily the best game so far in the 2022 WNBL. The Army leading the Battalion, hanging on to a 3-point lead over the Air Force, the PSI Air Force leading air defenders. Air Force in possession. They can tie the game with a 3-point shot or a 3-point play. Bernardo finds Columna. It's with Bernardo, and she is blocked. But Ponteos is assessed a foul. So it will mean free throws here for Fria Bernardo with 23.2 seconds left. Yes, there's the foul by Pontejos. So pressure-packed free throws here for Fria. Oh no! The pressure is eating up Fria. Now Fria has to make this. No ifs or buts about it. He has to make this free throw, folks. 2 misses! But we have a whistle. Oh, a lane violation, so a substitute free throw for Bernardo. But then again, the pressure eating up Fria. Bernardo. Another miss! 3 misses! Okay, now Kapinbin calls a timeout for Army. We will hang on. Shall we hang on? Okay, we'll break for a commercial for the final 20 seconds. Stay with us, please. On your screens right now is Fria Bernardo. And that before we went to the commercial, Fria missed, well, technically she missed 2 free throws because her third miss was a replacement free throw. But still, you missed 3 free throws at this crucial juncture of the game. Their team is trailing by 3 points. Ball now is with Army. They can add to their lead. Now, Air Force needs a defensive stop. And they give up the foul. With 16.3 seconds left in the game, they will now test Vanji Soriano from the free throw line. Now let's see if Soriano will rise to the occasion with these free throws. Whoa! Pressure, pressure! Door is still open for Air Force. Another miss! Wow! And we have a foul in the backcourt. We have a foul on the Sultay. Let's see what will be the final verdict. The Sultay has been fouled. Okay, it's just an ordinary foul. Here it is again. So battle for the rebound. Sultay has it. She will try to run the ball down, but she is stripped from behind by okay. So 2 free throws here for Sultay. They need both free throws. Sultay, deep concentration. Ooh. It's down to 2. Now here's the question. Will she deliberately miss and will they go for the rebound and the putback? Or she will just shoot? Oh, she goes for the miss! They get the offensive rebound! Sultay! Kick out! Oh, the 3 is there! Columna with the go-ahead 3 with 6 seconds left. Wow! Let's take it at it again. The deliberate miss, it starts with that deliberate miss by the Sultay. Okay, so it hits the ring, that's good. And then they pick up the offensive rebound. They were able to good presence of mind to find the open Columna, and Pontes was a second late on defense. And now Air Force is on top by 1, 76-75. But wait, it's not a one-ball game. There is 5 seconds left for Army to reverse the outcome. So now the key here for Air Force is to play good defense, but as you saw on your screen earlier, they are working on Cindy Resultay. Of course, Resultay with a perfect, you can say a perfect miss, hitting the rim, and then they move the ball around to find the open Karen Columna for the go-ahead 3 with 6 seconds left. Wow, what a sequence there. Of course, Resultay will be unavailable for this sequence. They fire. No! Put back! No! Flor Mata! Who has it? No! What an escape! What an escape! Air Force! Air Force with their first win. They end the undefeated run of Army by the slimmest of margins. Here it is. Look. Pontejos. She misses the 3. Flor Mata with the offensive rebound as she misses the point blank shot. Soriano with the tip. No. And time runs out on Army. And they celebrate their first win by the slimmest of margins, 1 point. We'll catch our breath and wrap this game up after this commercial break. Woo!
WNBL, WNBL. Tuwing na bayan ka, kabalihan na tayo lumaban. WNBL, WNBL. WNBL, WNBL. WNBL, WNBL. WNBL, WNBL. WNBL, WNBL. Tuwing na bayan ka, kabalihan na tayo lumaban. WNBL, WNBL. WNBL, WNBL. WNBL, WNBL. WNBL, WNBL. WNBL, WNBL. Tuwing na bayan ka, kabalihan na tayo lumaban. WNBL, WNBL. WNBL, WNBL. WNBL, WNBL. WNBL, WNBL. WNBL, WNBL. Tuwing na bayan ka, kabalihan na tayo lumaban. WNBL, WNBL. WNBL, WNBL. WNBL, WNBL. WNBL, WNBL. WNBL, WNBL. Tuwing na bayan ka, kabalihan na tayo lumaban. WNBL, WNBL. WNBL, WNBL. WNBL, WNBL. WNBL, WNBL. WNBL.
Time 76-75, a 1-point win for the Philippine Air Force, the PSI Air Force Lady Air Defenders over the once unbeaten Philippine Army Lady Battalion. And of course, after the smoke of battle is cleared, we have our best player, no other than Cindy Resultay from PSI Philippine Air Force. Cindy, congratulations.
Thank you,
Great
sir.
effort. Talagang kahanga-hanga yung pinakita mo. You know, we saw that you were already battling cramps, no, on
Yes,
your
sir.
legs. Ano, laban lang, no? Tama?
Yes, sir. Last, yes, sir.
Look at your numbers, Cindy. 29 points, and 12 rebounds. But let's talk about this game. Ano, before the game, of course, we all know na Air Force is, inahanap niyo pa yung unang panalo. Okay, you're 0-2. You're facing a team na wala pang talo.
Yes, sir.
Itong Philippine Army. So, what was your mindset? Ano yung mindset mo entering this game?
Actually, sir, namin, pinaghahantaan po namin yung Army. Actually, wala pa silang talo. So, bali po, sir, nag-ano lang po kami sa instruction ng coach namin, sir, na mag-focus, sir, kung sino yung i-stop, sir. Si Ponteo, sir. So, kailangan namin i-stop, sir, para hindi sila magkaroon ng kumpiyansa, sir. So, yun, laban lang, sir. Ginawa namin as a team po, sir.
Alright, again, your numbers at 29 points, 12 rebounds. Again, monster numbers from Cindy Resulta. Of course, Cindy, no, bilang ating Surge, Lifestyle and Fitness, and of course, Gruberg, Best Player. Ito yung chance mo na, magpasalamat sa mga nagmamahal sa iyo at mga tumulong sa iyong basketball journey.
Nagpapasalamat po kami on behalf of to our Commanding General, Lieutenant General Canor Canla, sir. Maraming salamat po sa suporta, and to our team owner, sir, Lieutenant General Gustin Larinit, sir. Maraming salamat po, and sa OIC namin and sa OIC namin si Major Bichayda and First Lieutenant Cabana, sir. Maraming salamat po sa pagsuporta sa amin, sir. And sa mga coaches, sa mga teammates sa amin, lahat naman sumusuporta sa amin, sir. Maraming salamat po, sir.
There you have it, a big salute. You deserve a big salute, Cindy, and the whole Air Force team. Of course, let's review. Tingnan natin, panunin natin yung highlights ng inyong 1-point win. Let's see the highlights of this game.
Ako si Cindy Resultay, ang WNBL, ang tunay na liga ng atletang Pilipina.
Alright, there you have it. Our best player, our Surge, Lifestyle and Fitness and Lifestyle and Gruberg best player, Cindy Resultay. Of course, Cindy was all over the court. That's why she was our best player. A good combination, twin tower combination, teaming up well with Ambiel Mazan. Of course, Lalaine Flormata answering back, trying to battle the twin towers. And how do you stop? How do you stop Janine Ponteos? I mean, Janine Ponteos, she finished this game with 26 points, which was more or less her average. 13-12, 1-point lead for Air Force after one. Okay, now Ponteos got her game going in the second period. Of course, in this period, this was when the Air Force enjoyed their biggest lead, 29-23. But Army closing out the half with a 6-0 run to tie it at 29-all by halftime. Of course, the game remained tight. Chuck Kabinbin, a beautiful assist to Josephine Lavalle. Of course, Kabinbin in this game, Chuck Kabinbin set a new WNBL record of 13 assists. That is an all-time record, 13 assists. But then again, since she would rather trade those assists for the victory. Of course, Air Force still on top by one after the third quarter. Of course, Ponteos again continuing her game-long brilliance. Our Air Force doing everything to stop Ponteos, but to no avail. And then here's this big layup by Kabinbin that set the stage for the overtime. Of course, regulation play ended at 64-all. And then in the overtime, it was just a test of heart. The fighting heart, the fighting spirit of Air Force. It all boiled down to the stretch, and defense saved the day. Of course, this is the key. This is the go-ahead triple of Karen Columna. Great recognition there by our best player, Cindy Resultay. Of course, in that sequence, Daphne Texon hurt herself. I hope she's okay. That's our final score, 76-75. Now, what a way! To start action this weekend for the Women's National Basketball League. Of course, we'll be back tomorrow for a doubleheader. But meanwhile, it's the turn of the National Basketball League President's Cup to take the floor. It's going to be a good one. The Southern Metro Manila Derby, the Parañaque Aces against the Las Piñas Lollies. And we'll bring that game to you in its entirety after this break. Stay with us. You have just seen the 2022 Women's National Basketball League.